Okay, that's all back together now. It went in a lot easier than it came out. Nice cardboard strip is still in there. So now it's just a little bit of general servicing work really. Just got to go in with the deoxit and give the back of these switches all a good dose. If I can get in there. As difficult as this one. Yeah, these two are almost impossible to get anything in. Let's see if we can get some in from the top on those two. That is, yeah, I need a bit of a air dust. Right, now I can see. It's difficult. Make sure that switch cleaner is well in there. And give the little battery test a go as well. Okay. And the bass and treble pots, they were a little bit noisy. Again, pretty difficult to get in these. I'm going to have to take that board out, I think, in order to get at that. That's a pain. Okay, so basically I've got to undo these two nuts. I should be able to get enough wiggle room on that board to get it out without desoldering it, hopefully. Strange, I have managed to get in on these before. Actually, yeah, I might be able to. I can just see. Long enough, yeah. That's one. So I've managed to get in on before. That one's tricky there. Got it. Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah, got it. Yeah, that's in there. Right. So I'll give this a good brushing off. and I'm going to just lubricate the pulleys. I also noticed that even the holes in the aluminium are marked, so they've used a scribe to mark the holes and drill them. So this has definitely been put together by hand. Yeah, just checking the chassis of the other one I got here. It's no markings like that. It's important not to try cleaning this, but either with these 3 different colours on, or 2 different colours on. Okay, let's got it clean. Let's go and stick some lubricant in these pulleys. And there's a lot of pulleys on one of these. Not forgetting the 2 tuning shafts. Okay, the other thing we had to look at was the FM tuning capacitor. I mean, it looks okay. Yeah, they're devil to get to, these as well. Let's have them fully open then. Give them a squirt of air. Yeah, so I did one of these radios recently, and these tuning vanes had actually come adrift. The fixed, I think it's stator, isn't it? The fixed piece had come apart. Well, I can't see any muck or bent vanes on it. I'll say that. No, there is one. Very end one there is bent. Gently ease that. Yeah, he was bent slightly, just slightly, but it's enough to just short out in one place. Hopefully that's cured it. So what other jobs have we got to do here? So I've cleaned the top, that's all nice and clean now. That's done, that's got to be installed back in the board, and we've got to do the midpoint voltage and quiescent current. It might be easier to do that with it actually out. In fact, it is easier to do it with it out. So I'm going to set up and do that in a minute, so bear with me. We'll get the instruction manual out for that one. Right, I'm just prepared to do the quiescent current on this one and the midpoint voltage adjustments. I've put new capacitors in it, so it's worth just checking it. I've put a link in from the input to ground. It's a little bit confusing because it doesn't tell you which. There's two grounds, so there's an earth connection and there's like a circuit ground. So I've connected it to the circuit ground, which attaches it to this large ground plane, and that should be okay. But if that doesn't work, then it's just a case of tagging it onto this one, which is the other ground just there. Yeah, that's the shielding wire that goes around the audio cable. That's the audio input, and that's the 0 volts connection. So that's that. Next thing we need to do is either install a couple of wires, or if you've got some quite fine probes, you can cut the test link down here. Which is just there. If you can see that. Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah, so basically you need to cut that test link. Find your little screwdriver. If you're like me, there's stuff everywhere. Just bend these up. These will be replaced with another link afterwards. Just bend them up so they'll touch and you can get some probes on them. So that's the preparation for doing this. So you've got a link to link the audio, like the audio input, to ground, and you've got to cut this test link in order to get your ammeter in line. So bear with me, I'll get the meters out and show you what happens next. Okay, it's probably a little bit far away, but anyway, this is my setup. So I've got one, this meter here is sat on, got it set up for milliamps, and this is going to be my DC voltage for the midpoint voltage readings. So I'm hoping I can get it all in this shot. So first of all, I need to connect my probes. Now I've got these add-on probes for the Keysight or Agilent meter, which are really useful. So they've got little grabbers in the end, so I can grab them on to fine wires. So it makes it perfect for this this measurement. I always get these the wrong way round. That's a little bit tricky. There. So that's that hooked up, and the other meter I really need just between a ground point and the junction of these two flat resistors down here. Let me get you down in. Now I did shoot another video recently. I can't remember what radio it was now. Oh, it's the Super Sovereign. No, sorry, the Sovereign 3, where I couldn't actually show this because I lost the footage. So hopefully I won't be losing this. So the place where you need to get the reading for the midpoint voltage is the center point of these two flat red capacitors, sorry, resistors. They're high what do you call it, tolerance. So basically you just need to touch, and again I've got some short quite pointy probes for my fluke that enable me to go down right in and touch a trace through the hole. So I could take my voltage from there, and one of the earth points could be there, or the 0 voltage point there, either one of those 2 points. Anyway, that's the idea. Now you'll need the manual. I'm sure it's 3 milliamps and 8 volts, but you know, you've got to use the manual. My memory just ain't that good anymore. So yeah, the quiescent is 5.8 volts, the midpoint voltage, and the quiescent current is 3 milliamps. So I'm looking for 5.8 volts and 3 milliamps. So let's get the set powered up. There's a lot of leads everywhere doing this job, so just be careful you don't short anything out. Doesn't matter what band you're on because the input's shorted. So we're 12 volts, and what I will do is just measure that I have actually got 12 volts on this, because what you don't want to be doing is having more than the voltage. Obviously if you've got batteries it's going to vary anyway, but this is in a test environment, so we're going to get it bang on. So let's have a look what voltage I've got here. .95, so let's just bump that up to 12. Make sure I'm not shorting out anything. Okay, so let's get you onto the meters a minute. Now the adjustment points, while I'm down here, we've got, if you can see that, there's one here, and again they're not marked on this board, so we've got one here and one over here. You can just see them there. We've got a wire in the way, but that's the ones with the little white tops here and here. One is for the midpoint voltage, the other is for the quiescent current. So let's get you up onto the meters without further ado. Okay, there we go. So let's turn this one on to milliamps. This one's on DC voltage. So it's saying first of all to check the midpoint voltage. So we'll do that in a minute. So we'll go in there. So it's currently at 6.3. It should be 5.85. I'll just check that between the other negative as well. Yeah, same reading, so 6.3. Just let me get my adjustment screwdriver. Again, I'm using a ceramic screwdriver. It's difficult to get these now. Is it this one? Yeah, so it's 5.85 we're looking for. There we go, 5.85 on the left hand meter. Now as you can see, the milliamps, that should be 3, we're on 2.22, so let's adjust the other preset. And it will alter a little bit as the set heats up, so don't be too worried. As long as it's around 3, we better be slightly under than slightly over, but there you go, 3.03 milliamps. Just make sure that the midpoint voltage hasn't changed. 5.85, there we go, full house, job done. As I say, it's the adjustment points are a little bit strange on these. Basically that one adjusts the quiescent current, which is nearest to the resistors, and that one adjusts the midpoint voltage, even though it's nearer to the quiescent current measurement point. So what I'm going to do now, just turn it off. I've got to remove the link I've put in and solder a new link in where I've got my current meters there.